Good morning, sneak attack. Good morning, sneak attack. Good morning, sneak attack. I'm just gonna wait for some people to come in. Caught in a trap. I can't walk out. Okay, what I'm about to speak about today is something that I've been putting off for a long time. And this morning I'm just like taking it easy. I've done my meditation, cleaning, etc., etc. And my team are like, we would really appreciate you doing this now. So I'm like, I don't really know why. We would appreciate it. It's going to help a lot of people. So I'm really pushing my comfort zone. Oh, hello, beautiful harms, Miss Pen Pen. I'm really pushing my comfort zone about what I'm about to speak about today. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a few people to come in. I'm going to welcome you all. And then I am going to just concentrate on what I'm saying. And if anybody has any questions after this point, then please feel free to ask them. There's a lot been going on energetically for the past, since Lionsgate, really. And I've known about a process that's happening, about things that maybe aren't complete truths for a while now, and I haven't known how to put them in words or how to present them to anybody who's willing to listen. So today I'm going to do my best to present that. And what's really important for this is I'm not trying to crush anybody's belief system. Gold all over my fingers. Gold. You can tell I'm uncomfortable with this, right? Anyway, I'm not trying to crush anybody's belief system. I'm not saying that anybody that talks about this is wrong. I am all I am doing is, because I used to believe this, but as I grow and as I expand into my higher states of consciousness, belief systems that I had previous present, and they're just not real to me anymore where I am in my space. So I want you to listen to this with an open heart, use your discernment, and know that I'm not saying anybody that's still talking about this is wrong or bad or blah 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 blah, any of that. Just that I'm coming from a different space, and this is my truth and my experience in this now moment. You see my computer glitching there? Oh, this is going to be fun. So no, I haven't brushed my hair. No, I haven't had a shower. Yes, I do have a big spot on my face. But my team were like, go now. Go now. So here I am. I'm showing up. I'm being present. I'm in my true authentic voice, and I'm doing it. Okay, so let me say hello to everybody first, and then I'm gonna get on with it. Harms with Pen, Jennifer, hello darling, Helen, Annie, Raven, WD, Free Gaia Goddess, hello. As you know, I'm back from this retreat. I'm going to speak about that another time. This is just kind of more pressing. I didn't actually really expect to be back to proper work, I suppose, until Monday. But this is just very pressing, and I need to talk about it. So, hello, Danny. Oh, Harms, you're too kind. I went to these this spa, what are they called? It was a thermal spa and bath, and it stripped all my hair. So I'm like looking real ginger, and I'm not ginger. Yeah, man. It stripped all my hair, which is I'm looking a little bit. Anyway, it's what it is. It's not about looks. This is about energy, and this is about ascension. What it doesn't matter. This isn't about me. It doesn't even matter what I look like. Who cares, right? Jackie Healy, Adele, Claire, Bridget, Free Speech Warrior. So nice. I've missed you all so much. So it's so nice to be back. I'm just a little bit uncomfortable with what I'm about to share, but hey, let's do it. Okay, so ask any questions at the end. I'm gonna speak from my heart center, and okay, so here goes. Okay, so August, after Lionsgate, I was shown that we were going through what I'm going to call like a grading process. Okay, so how I'm shown it is it's like the grading in karate, right? So April is a month of massive tests and initiations. Okay, these have shown up in many different ways. Okay, some of them more obvious than others. But what I've seen is in the etherics is people with their teams all the way around them with clipboards. And basically, we're all being assessed this month as to our tests, our initiations, and where we are on the Ascension scale. What do I mean by that? I mean that we aren't just going from 3D to 5D. And I believe that's a trap. I believe it's been allowed to be perpetuated throughout the spiritual community to keep us in a lower vibration than we can actually reach within this lifetime. 3D to 5D belief system is a trap because it holds us in a lower space. Now, is there some truth to it like everything? Yes, of course there is. But let me continue. So I've seen this grading process taking place, and this is why my team really want to speak about it today, because this month's nearly over and the grading's nearly over. Okay. And in September, I don't know when, I don't know what date, and actually it's a process. Some people have already gone through this. For example, the people at the retreat we were at have already gone through this. I know somebody who sees energy and they are seeing people's auras changing color because they are not just upgrading, they're ascending. So there is this big, we're going through this grading, your team's round about you, they're assessing you, how many people can you assist, where are you, how open is your heart, how patient are you, can you be bought? A lot of people falling for that one. All these tests are coming in. So many people selling out. Okay. And just for the record, I can't be bought. Just for the record, this process means so much more to me than money ever could. I'm not judging anybody who's choosing that. Fire in. Do you. Okay. But I'm here to ascend, and I'm here to help the collective consciousness of Earth ascend. The end. Okay. And the Earth also. Okay. So we're going through this process and it's already started, but there is some point in September where the grading finishes and you're put into a slot. So you're giving the color of karate belt, for example, right? What this means at an energetic level is how high an integration process can you have with the other vibrational versions of you. Some people are going to call them higher selves. I don't like that term, just like I don't like past lives anymore. Okay, they're parallel lives. Everything's happened in this now moment. So we have these other vibrational versions of us within different dimensions, within different frequencies, different vibrational frequencies, completely fractaled. And come September, your team decides what highest frequency or the highest consciousness you can integrate into this now moment to take you forth. That is ascension. It's not just a timeline jump. It is an ascension process. So many people are going to experience the things that are a bit of a blur. They don't really know who they are. They can't really remember maybe what's happened in the past month, and they feel different. And they feel different because they've gone through an ascension process. And this ascension process isn't 3D to 5D. It might be for some, but they can slot in to any vibrational version. Could be 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D on both polarities. People that are choosing to sell out in this moment are going to a shadow space of polarity. It's nothing to worry about, and it's absolutely a natural process. And for most people, they're not even going to be aware of it. This isn't just happening to the spiritual community. This is happening to every soul that is here right now. Every soul. I believe this process also happened in February. The 22222222222. I just wasn't aware of. I just wasn't in a space where I was aware of what that really was that was happening. So, as the name of this is Ascension Evolution, we are evolving through the ascension process. And it isn't, we don't just go 3D to 5D. 5D is not where most of us are from or where we want to go. There are people right now that can be embodying 11th dimensional versions of themselves. The reality of what we see we're existing in a space with all these other different vibrations within the one space. Now, this might rattle a lot of feathers and it might trigger a lot of people, is what it is. Triggers are good. Be grateful for the trigger. Be grateful that you've been triggered, and then question yourself why you're triggered. Because why do you want to be held in a lower space of something that you can aim and achieve much higher? I too used to believe this. It used to resonate with me. But now I realize it was allowed to exist within the community to keep us trapped. So there we go. I said it. It's out. It's out now. Does anybody have any questions with regards to that? I thought it was going to take a lot longer to explain that. Jay, you can watch back later. I'm not repeating it all. You can watch back later, Jay. Yeah, Zal, it's been a while that I've been aware and known this. I just haven't known how to explain it or present it, because for months and months and months and months, I know that I've been in a different space and a different reality, and it had to be presented in a way that wasn't fearful, because that's super important. And it had to be presented in a way that people can understand what I'm presenting. And it had to be done in such a way that if you don't believe this, that's okay, and it doesn't matter. If you want to believe in the 3D to 5D, go for the 3D to 5D, And it's very important, that other people that are talking about this, They may be just it doesn't mean that they're trapping anybody necessarily. It's just that because I was there, so I'm just in this moment bringing an idea to the forefront and allowing it to. I'm planting a seed, and you can let it grow or not. You can let it grow or not. Bridget, so it's like you're here, but you're not here. Oh no, I'm here. But I know what you mean by that, Bridget. Because and it's really interesting that we're getting all these flares, right? Because these big massive flares, and we've had a couple of M flares over the past 24-ish hours, not direct hits, so we're not going to feel the KP from that, but nonetheless they're supporting this process. They're supporting this energy from the sun, which comes from the original creator of our soul, is what I believe, all connected to the grand central sun, which is basically how the original creator of your soul can send codes and energy, like a signal to your soul. That is how we're supported. And this is big. These energies have been massive. A lot of the real folk like yourself are starting to talk about it. I think it's important, Zal, that it gets out there. But as I say, it has to be presented in such a way that, it's not fearful, and it's not like, you're wrong and they're right. And it just depends where you are in a vibrational scale, that there truly isn't any wrong or any right, as I say, because for a long time I kind of believed that myself. I didn't question it much, if I'm honest. Hello, Beverly. Zal, do I feel time is collapsing? Time, I don't even know what time is. I do know that it's very bizarre. I know that time isn't what it used to be. I believe that we can control it. Am I there yet? No. But I do believe it's also related to your vibration, or where you are on a conscious level. So do I think it's collapsing? I don't think it exists to collapse in the first place. But what I do think is that as we as a collective, this is a very serious conversation today. Anyway, it's good. As we as a collective rise in frequency, rise in consciousness, integrate these other pieces of us, bring back our fractality, we become more whole, we become closer to the original creator of our soul. The more of us that experience this, how do I say this? The more people numbers wise, that realize that time doesn't exist, the more time won't exist. That answer your question? Nancy, what dimension we ascend to has to do with how much light we can hold. Well, I don't believe we're ascending to different dimension. I believe that we're ascending in this space here, within this density. So what we're doing is, and this is just where I am just now, Nancy, and this can change at any given time. So this is why it's important to ask these questions, because it allows me to question myself and question my belief system. So please hit up the questions. Like, I'm not an oracle, I'm not a guru, I'm just you, you know, navigating this as we all are. But I can answer it from my point and my now moment, you know. So I don't believe that we're in this physicality ascending to a different dimensional space. I believe that we are ascending within our consciousness. So we are ascending within the. For example, I know I have 3 versions of me in 11D, for example, right? So it could be, perhaps, maybe, that right now my ascension process is that I'm integrating an aspect of my 11th dimensional self. And when that happens, that allows me to bring in the gifts and the abilities that this 11th dimensional vibration of me has into this dimension and this physicality. Does that answer your question? Magic, of course. We are light, so we came from a source of light. That's the great central sun, massive light. Yeah. Time has for me has gone ridiculously slow. It's interesting because my time's been really fast. So if the dark will be judged, what will happen to them? Why do we care? Treasure Studio Art. They, you know, what if they're going to lower consciousnesses and lower vibrational spaces? Because this is all about vibration, and it's all about the consciousness within that vibration. And for me, it's about coming even closer to the original creator of your soul. It's about embodying, you know, as much as you can, all that you are. And the higher, which isn't better, it's just a higher frequency. You know, you're becoming closer to the original creator of your soul. They're becoming further away. So they have the option. They have the option right now to ascend. They can choose in this moment to completely forgive and change their lives and do forgiveness and turn their life around. And they can choose to ascend this way. They can, because everybody can. Where they go is none of my business. So is this going to cause a bigger divide between levels of vibration? Again, it's all relative, Annie, because when we embody higher vibrational versions of ourselves, and when we embody this higher consciousness and this, we see things differently. We experience things differently. We start to understand that there isn't any judgment. And we start to understand that everybody's just making their choices. And that's all it is. They're just choices. And it's not for me to decide what somebody else's choice is, because then that isn't freedom. I want freedom for everyone. I want liberation, right? So if I'm judging somebody for their choice, then I'm being really hypocritical about that. So I now have to be in a space where I support everybody's choices. So for me, there isn't any division. You flip that about and it's seen a different way. Because as I rise in consciousness, and everybody is to a certain extent. It just depends where they're slotting in. I see it like I used to work in the bookies, right? And there was little slots for the tickets that went in back in the day when machines didn't do the things that they do now, and we had to do it all by hand. And I just see it as people just slotting in to these different vibrational spaces. And what can happen is the people who've chosen a lower vibration, which is not wrong, it's just their soul choice, right? Can actually see people who are rising as thinking they're better than them, as being egotistical, and the reality is that we're just freeing ourselves from the constraints. And because they're in that lower vibration, that lower vibrational version of them chatters away in their head, like, oh, look at them, they think they're better than everybody else. And so that's why the division, the division is there. But it's up to us to not allow that in our space. We have to be the ones that are coming from this heart space and going, I completely appreciate your choice. I just have a different one. The time of judgment has to go now. There's no place for it. If you're going to call yourself an awakened spiritual being, you're going to understand that. And I just don't feed into it anymore. I'm just not interested. I'm like, oh, look what's happening over there. It doesn't, I don't feed into it. So it's not really my reality. I create my reality. Mark Linford, what knowledge we've access to. Yes, exactly. What knowledge we have access to. Absolutely. So as we embody and we go through this ascension process and we embody these other vibrational versions of us, we then pull in their knowledge. But what I will say about that, Mark, is that the further I go along this and this journey, it's just an unlearning process for me. It really is. It's like I'm unlearning everything. And I have people say to me, oh, you've got so much knowledge to share. And I'm like, oh, I don't really know if I do. Like, I think it's just, I'm unlearning stuff. I'm learning to take off the labels, and I'm learning to be whole, and I'm learning to understand that everything's possible. And I suppose with that can come knowledge. Veronica, time changes around me. I can hear it sometimes. I think shift from energy to energy. I smoke when I can afford it. I drink wine when I can afford it. I know I'm loved. You do you, Veronica. You do you, sweetheart. For me, I'm in a different space there. I can't drink. I can't smoke because where I am, not any better than, but it pulls me down into lower vibration that I don't want to be in. But that's just me, and we're all different. What works for me isn't necessarily work for you, But what would be interesting, Veronica, is when you're making these choices as to kind of check into where you are vibrationally and what's happening around you vibrationally at that time. Because I know I can't be in a space with a lot of people who've consumed alcohol, because the vibration weighs on me so much and it's so heavy. And things around me aren't the way they are in my vibrational space. It would just be interesting. I mean, do it or don't do it, but it'd be interesting to, when you decide to smoke, what's happening in your reality, who are the people coming into your life, what your interactions are. And again, with alcohol, and again with anything, it's, as I say, it's just what works for me. No judgment, sweetheart. You do you. The initial perception point. Ooh, I like that, Sal. Raven Gold, God bless you, Joe. Speak your truth, girlfriend. Speak your truth, girlfriend. You love my raw honesty and discomfort. Yes, I've learned through cold water taught me to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like soul retrieval, but on a dimensional level. Yes. But just to add another layer to that, we have practicalities through all kind of, so every choice that we're given, we exist with every decision we make within that. This is where I am. So I'm walking down the road, and there's a street. Walking down the road, la la la, and then I get to a stone, and I can either decide to jump over it, I can decide to walk around this way, I can decide to walk around that way, or I can decide to pick it up and throw it out the way. 4 choices there. There's maybe more, but whatever. Every choice there of me parallels into a timeline. So can you imagine how many versions there are of you? Infinite through all space-time dimension. And that fractality, from what I know, continues through dimensional space. When she speaks, they cease to exist. I'm not sure, Mark. I maybe missed something. Good morning, Nikki Rothney. I don't know why I called you Rothy. Good morning, darling. Billy! Hello, you. Good evening. Carrie Marie Powell. Love you. Escape from the box, said Sal. Get out of the trap. Get out of the jar. Neo! Hello, darling. We are all learning magic, absolutely. You don't smoke in your dreams. Interestingly, actually, when I stop smoking, I have a lot of 4D dreams. And my 4D loves to get pissed and smoke, or certainly she used to. So I used to be aware in them dreams, I would wake up kind of within my 4D reality, and there she is, having a ball. Annie Mansfield, knowledge can be a distraction. Absolutely, Linda. Hello, sweetheart. Your higher self doesn't smoke or drink. What version? What version of your higher self, Magic? Do you just have one? Veronica Moss, I really can't be around people in that environment. Just chilling. Yeah. Magic. Sounds like we're building a cake, another layer, a different texture, flavor. Yes. All that. It is infinite. We're infinite. But within this expression that we are now, this existence, this absolute now moment, I just want to bring to your awareness the tests and the initiations that you're going through in your life. And it's very important that as we are being graded for our karate belts, that we try our best not to react. I've had lots of tests in lots of different ways. It's almost like all these initiations that I've already gone through in my spiritual journey and my ascension process, my ascension evolution, they've tested me in every one, just to she's still, she's still got that. Is she, is she still kicking ass for that one? Where's her heart? Can she be compassionate? Can she see the bigger picture? Can she be non-reactive? A couple of things. I've seen things happen to people around me recently that I love from other people's choices that they've made, because they're being tested too. And particularly within the past kind of week or couple of days, I'm a very protective. Anybody who's in my Patreon or who knows me in real life or knows I'm very loyal and I'm very protective. And perhaps in past versions of me, I have rallied, how do I say this? I have ran to defend other people when I've seen injustice. And I've had tests very recently of knowing that that's not my injustice. And are you going to take the bait? Are you going to see these other people's choices hurting people that you love? And are you going to jump to defend them when actually it's none of your business? And what it is other people's choices. And can I stay in non-judgment about their choices, regardless of how that affects people I love? That's been a huge test for me. And I've passed the majority of it. As I've got scissors in my hands. Stopping the desk. That's funny. Yes, the initials have been intense this month, Harms, absolutely. Okay, my dog is crying. I'm gonna go and see to him. Anyway, yes, it's a dragon in me, Magic, absolutely. Sometimes a dragon needs tamed though, you know. Right, I'm hearing my door stuff. I'm gonna have to go. If anyone's got any questions about this, please pop them in the comments. I don't normally ask you to share stuff that I do or like it or anything like that, but I really do feel, if you feel this is something as uncomfortable as it is for me, that needs to be spread throughout the spiritual awakened community. So if it feels right for you, please share this within your groups and places, you know, your spiritual friends, even just to open up a conversation about this. Not to say that it's right or wrong, but to open up a conversation, because the sooner we can all snap out of again this trap that's holding us down, you know, the quicker we get there. So when you like and when you comment and when you share, it helps algorithms and it helps reach more people, which you all know that I'm uncomfortable with. But you know, anyway, I'm here. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I'm here sharing my truth. And if it resonates with you, please feel free to share it with other people, because this is a message that my team feel very strongly in getting out to the collective consciousness right now. So do with that what you will, but thank you so much for being here. I truly love you all. You're all just absolutely awesome. And I want you to know how important you are and how important every choice you've made within your own ascension evolution is, and that you're all absolutely smashing it, and that you're all beautiful and divine just the way you are. I have no idea what day is, but have a weekend of heaven and earth, beautiful souls, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Gonna hang up there.